Hi everyone, welcome back to my garden. My name is Janie. I live in Northern California, Zone 9B. The aim for my channel is to inspire small home gardeners, and I think taking you guys on a tour of my backyard garden will do just that. It's the beginning of December, so things are really starting to slow down and hibernate. However, if you look close, there's some really beautiful things out here. Now let's go take a look. We'll start today's tour off on the west side of my house. This is my side yard, and that window right off to the left is the window right above my kitchen sink. So my view is pretty much that of a fence and the top of my neighbor's house. So I knew I wanted to do something beautiful, and I thought another espalier would be amazing. I screwed in eye hooks to the fence and then put some wire on it so the honeysuckle wouldn't be growing actually on the fence, it would be growing on the wire. And you can see it's just beautiful. When it blooms, it's just amazing, and then walking by you can smell that wonderful honeysuckle smell, and it just makes this small part of the yard that usually is neglected really beautiful. I have another window box right in front of that window, and I planted it up with some winter colors, some cyclamen, and I just love it. When I'm sitting there doing dishes, it's just such a nice view, and I enjoy it so much. Just past the window box is a trio of planters that I put to hopefully distract from the air conditioner right there. You can see in this one are 2 raspberry plants, and I cut them back, and I decided this year just to, cut them off at the bottom instead of picking out the canes to cut off. On the other side of the air conditioner is a work in progress, and I planted a blue chiffon Rose of Sharon from Proven Winners, and I'm excited to see how it does in that little area because it needs something. Just past that to the right, I planted some Nandina or heavenly bamboo, and I think that will work really well there. And then you can kind of see this overview of my backyard with the pool and the pergola that was installed this past year. Here's another view of that Nandina, and these were actually here in my yard, and I transplanted them over to this area for a little hedge. My neighbor has this tree growing over my side of the fence, but I love it. I'm pretty sure it's a mock orange variety, and when it's blooming in the spring, the minute you walk out into the backyard, you get hit with that beautiful smell. This time of year, there's some beautiful berries on it that gives really good winter interest. And here's a good shot of our pergola that was actually built this past summer. It was actually built by Home Depot, a contractor that works with Home Depot, and we were so happy with the service and the quality. Now we'll take a look at some of the pots that I have. I've planted them up for the cold season, fall, winter, and early spring. More cyclamen and some purple alyssum, and then finally some pretty snapdragons that I got at Green Acres. I have a feeling the snapdragons will slow down their bloom as it gets pretty cold, but they should pick right back up in the spring. You can see over here on the other side, right in front of my greenhouse, I planted a couple more. These 2 pots in the front just repeat the 3 that was on the other side. Just behind that, right next to my greenhouse, is my new Meyer lemon tree. I potted it up in these white pots, and then right there is a standard Purple Queen Bougainvillea. And when I planted this Bougainvillea, I thought I killed it. I had always heard that planting and transplanting Bougainvilleas can really do a number on them, but my goodness, this Bougainvillea, I thought it was going to die. But you can see it's picking back up. And here's my beautiful greenhouse. I'm planning to do a greenhouse interior makeover and tour in a video very soon. I bought this greenhouse from Tractor Supply Company online, and it's the Paul Ram Hybrid Greenhouse, the 6x8. When we moved into this home, they had these beautiful pergolas on the south and east side of our yard. And one of the first things I did was plant more of this honeysuckle so it would grow up and over it. You can see I love honeysuckle, and I am just so happy I did that. Honeysuckle has some winter berries. I get a couple of them. We don't get a ton because we're pretty warm here in the winter, but it's just really nice. And interspersed are limelight hydrangeas, and then I have my bird feeders, which my birds are at all the time. They're just not there right now because I just scared them away. This trio of planters here are from MPG Planters in the aged white color. They're actually from Home Depot, and I love them. They're light, but they still look really pretty. I thought that a formal touch would be really nice here compared to the wild nature of the honeysuckle off to the right. So in that front left planter, I planted a Privet ball topiary, and then right behind is a juniper spiral. And if you watched my gardening on a budget video earlier this week, you saw I went to Lowe's clearance rack, and that juniper spiral was actually off of the Lowe's clearance rack. Moving on to the lawn area, you can kind of see a view of that, including some of my video recording equipment I accidentally left out. First, we have a Summerific Hibiscus from Proven Winners. Again, not looking like much, but it's going to be amazing come the summer season. I'm going to show you a picture of that one. And these blooms are just massive. They are huge, bigger than my hand, all spread out. So I will probably cut this back in January and February, and then it's pretty late to bloom, so it's not going to be much for a while. This is a loropetalum from my front yard that I actually transplanted. It's not very happy right now, but I'm just going to leave it and kind of baby it for a little while and see how it does this season. Here's a little sitting area covered with leaves. I have to get back out there and fix that. And you can see this beautiful oak tree that is it's just such a fantastic backdrop for my backyard. I feel so lucky to have that there. But I do get a lot of the leaves. Here is another little gardening area with the pergola. I planted some more honeysuckle a little bit later than the other ones, so they look a little bit younger. Right there is an elegantissima dogwood that's lost all its leaves, and another Wichita blue juniper. This is a smaller one that I planted first, and then I loved it so much I decided to put one in the front yard as well, and that's the one we have decorated right now. Here, this white structure is called a tutor, and I actually made this one myself from some scrap wood that was left over from the pergola build. Painted it white and then started growing some vining plants on it, and I just love it. I think it's beautiful. I don't know how long it's going to hold up, but I just absolutely am obsessed with it. There are actually two plants growing on the tutor, a Bougainvillea and in the back a clematis, and I don't know the name of the clematis, what type it is, but I'm gonna watch this year and see when it blooms and then hopefully be able to figure it out. Below this honeysuckle are these little brown tiny shrubs that are actually Bobo hydrangeas from Proven Winners, and it was so cute. I had been looking for Bobo hydrangeas for about a year, and when we were on a family outing in Green Acres, my daughter found them, and she was so excited she found them for me. So my oldest daughter's very proud of those Bobo hydrangeas because she found them. This view here is the east side of my house, and you can see that greenhouse. That was my first greenhouse that I ended up upgrading because the zippers just kept breaking and I just didn't enjoy it. So we're using it for garden storage at this point. And then here, it's not looking good right now. We had a painter come and he's in the process of painting our house, but it's around another espalier. You can see how much I love espaliers, but this one's a Bougainvillea. And my goal is to have this Bougainvillea just covering the side of the house. It's the south side of our house, so it's the warmest side. So I really think these Bougainvilleas are just gonna thrive here. At the end of summer, I cut them back hard because I wanted to get them perfect how I wanted them on these wires and eye hooks, and I think by the end of this season it's just going to be amazing. So we're just going to have to wait and watch and see what happens. And just a quick note about my hose. This is a HoseLink retractable hose and I love it. It's so fantastic. I can't wait to get one in the front yard, and I highly recommend it. So you can see here, this is another flower bed, mostly with annuals in it. We call this our window flower bed because it's in front of the main window in our living room. And you can see these pink flowers here are Truffula Pink Gomphrena from Proven Winners. And I don't know when they're going to give up on me. They still have so much color, maybe once we get a hard frost or something like that. Just below that is a sparkling amethyst verbena, again from Proven Winners, and I love that plant. That's actually my husband's favorite flower. And then finally, you can see I have just a couple blooms left of the Mini Vista Indigo Supertunia. Again, another Proven Winners plant. So that's it for my December Northern California backyard garden tour. You can see there's not a lot to see, but if you look close, there's still beauty there. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video very soon.